If you haven't seen a panel I did, you are encouraged and welcome to take photos and video as much as you'd like. I ask that you tag me because I like to see photos of myself. So please tag me at Yale Teagle. It's in your program. I know it's hard. Cool. You're here for the Saving Face panel, right? No, that's not what you're here for. You're here for the Saving Face panel, right? We'll make some noise because our guests have arrived. Let's get
I was never thinking about making a film at all when I wrote this film. I was actually in the back of my head thinking maybe someday I'll write a novel, and in the process of thinking about that, well, what really happened is I didn't do anything. I didn't write it at all. Like 5 years into my high-tech job, I ended up taking a weekend workshop where it was just like one of those like jump-starter writing workshops. And that workshop actually fed into a screenplay class at the University of Washington. It's like a night class. And I realized that the story that I wanted to tell might make a better movie than a book. So I ended up taking that night class and writing the script twice a week in class. And then at the end of that process, I almost didn't turn something in because I thought this is super crappy, but because it was a deadline, the teacher was like, you were writing me a script and you were turning it in. So I basically wrote it and gave it to him, and he was the one who kind of said, this is not as bad as you think it is. And I'm kind of interested in optioning it. And I didn't know what that meant. And so we met. He was actually, he was like, all right, let's meet at Starbucks tomorrow. Tomorrow our relationship changes. I'm going to be a producer trying to get your property. But today I will give you one freebie and I'll answer any question you have honestly. And so, in the process of talking to him, I realized that if I sold the option to the script, he was like, look, I'm going to go down to LA and see if I can sell it. And if it even gets sold, it's not going to be Asian. It will probably not be gay. There will be no Mandarin in it. Like, you might make some money, but it will probably never get made, honestly. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this for money. I want to make, if I want to make money, I just stay in computer science. So I ended up saying, well, I have very specific ideas about this movie. And he was like, you need to quit your job, and you need to move to New York or LA immediately and learn what it takes to make it. So that's what I did. I don't quit my job. I moved to New York. I gave myself 5 years. And I thought at the end of 5 years, if I haven't made this movie, I'll go back and try and get a job in tech. Or actually my backup, because 5 years in tech is like, I was like, I'll never get hired again. My backup plan was to be a boat builder, because one of my best friends built houses. She was like, if you really end up destitute, I will apprentice you. I'm like, okay. I have like a plan B and a plan C. So I moved to New York, my 5-year deadline. Like, for the first 4 years, I just worked on people's shoots and films, and nothing happened. They didn't send my script anywhere. And then I won a screenplay award contest, where one of the judges was Teddy Z, who at the time was the president of Overbrook Entertainment, which is Will Smith's production company. And through a convoluted series of events, he ended up getting the script to someone who said, hey, this is a really small budget, no one will get fired if this goes poorly, do you want to make this? And so I ended up making the movie, the 5-year deadline hit on the second week of my shoot. And that's kind of,
I want to ask about casting, because you cast two very, this is awkward because I'm so close to you, so very, very lovely ladies. I'm blushing now. And so, what was your vision when you wanted to cast this?
what a good question.
Was it Lynn and Michelle? Because that was correct.
They are so much better than anything I could have imagined. Like, hands down. I think when I was so green, when I wrote this script, I made a little short to teach myself filmmaking, but I didn't go to film school. It's not like I had all this experience casting. But I had very specific ideas about what I wanted, and I wasn't willing to settle. And so casting was the hardest part of this process by far. Like, if either of them were slightly less good, the movie, you guys wouldn't even be sitting here. Like, this movie wouldn't be made. And so by far the most important thing is to get those two right, and also the character Ma. The casting those 3 roles is critical, because I think I could have gotten away with a lot of stuff. Like, the cinematography could not have been as good, or things. But I think what makes this film is the acting. And I looked everywhere. I seriously, there was a good period of time, or for like years after I made this movie, anytime any Asian actor showed up in a commercial, I auditioned after school. I literally looked and looked and looked. Lynn, interestingly enough, was very